All right, y'all. Can y'all hear that bird? That sucker just singing. What is he singing now? He need to sing some R&B songs. Anyway, um, so this is my onion video, y'all. Once again, now I'm gonna put this out here again. If you all have not been watching, make sure, sir. I'd love to know where you coming from. Coming from the neighbors, but he ain't even there. You don't know how the house sit. You full of ass. Anyway, I want to let you all know that if you want some walking onion, it's that time. Um, y'all see my walking onion. It's that time for me to, there's some walking onions on here for y'all to get. So if you want them, you better let a sister know while I got time. Now, I don't have as many as I had that other year where I sent out walking onions, where I had just galore. Some of them I have to save for myself, but, I'll try to accommodate y'all. And, if you want some, y'all try to, like I said, I'm going to send what I can. I ain't going to be able to send like how I did last time. Because last time I had so many of them, it was ridiculous. But, say for instance, you get 5 of them. Y'all keep in mind, they do multiply. So, you know what I'm saying? They will multiply. I sent Aisha some. Make it stop. Let me see. Emika's Earth Gems. I sent her some, and she planted them. She had a little mishap, and only one of them survived. And she was honest and told me, so it wasn't a problem. And and Aisha, if you want some, I'll send you some more. I know you had that one. But if y'all will notice and pay attention in her videos, hers are multiplying. Now they're walking, so she's going to have more. So you know what I'm saying? If you are patient, some of y'all want 800 or something right now. Sometimes that's not feasible. Sometimes you need to be patient and just wait. Especially, okay, Chris, you really are digging in. I'm gonna need you to stop. Um, but yeah, sometimes you just have to be patient, y'all. But you know what I'm saying? I'll send you because, like I said, I got a few. But keep in mind, some of these I'm going to have to plant because these, I'll tell you something about these walking onions. They will last you 2 or 3 years, and then the plants will start to die. But the whole thing is they've been multiplying in those 2 or 3 years. So if you've been planting those little onions, you see what I'm saying? It shouldn't be a problem. Last year, I think I may have planted 3 of these things because I shipped them all out. But I just wanted to mention that if you want walking onions, let me know. I got a few. I'm only gonna charge. I'm gonna charge the shipping. But if you take Chris, I'll let it be a donation. But anyhow, I just wanted to come out here and kind of show y'all a few things. So I did come through and I cut out a lot of the collars that were going to seed. You see, it's one right there. But as you can see, I let them self-seed. So a lot of that is self-seeding on its own. Up here, I cut out a lot of the stuff and I dropped seeds in here as well. But I hope y'all can kind of see. Now I do have some damage. Like this was older damage. Because when it's damaged and I don't have many other leaves, I like to leave some of these leaves because they do photosynthesis while your new stuff is growing in. But like once it's gotten to this point and it's new stuff coming from the middle, all this yellow stuff I will take off. Now it's your choice. You can do it how you want. You can take it off when you want, how you want, where you want. Let me see here, harlequin bugs. And I got the spray for them suckers. But you see it's, and I've got some onion seeds here. I'm gonna drop all those over there. and hope that they come up. I have a lot of onion seeds. Some of these onions are, I guess they must be chives. They're not Egyptian walking onions because they're going to seed. But you know what I'm saying? See how this is growing some new? And I'm going to spray this evening because if I don't, guess what? Y'all know what's going to come out here and wreak havoc is those worms. So yeah. So, you know, when it starts growing new, I'll just take it. I'll just throw it down in the bed. It'll compost itself down. But you know, so some of this you see, like I said, it's old worm damage and old harlequin bug damage. I'm still fighting these harlequin bugs. But you know, it's when you growing greens in the summer. I mean, he's just. Are you protecting me? Huh? Are you protecting me? You can't protect me while you bearing your stomach, your soft underbelly. Anyway, because just like that plant over there, it really got some damage. I usually don't step in my beds, but I got to get in here and get these off. Now, when the leaves are big like this with all of these holes, y'all know what I do with those leaves. These leaves are going in the, oh great. Wait a minute, Chris. Those leaves are going in the fertilizer. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to show y'all how things are looking. The watermelon men are selling watermelons left and right on these different corners and things. But y'all see that big sucker? There's another one in there. It ain't long been put that one on. I had two that got basically like blossoming rock. So when I saw that, I broke those off the vine and I just busted them right in the bed. I let them just, you know, go right back into the bed. But here's another one. One that just, this one here is one that just got pollinated. I see another one look like it's gonna open tomorrow. That female right there look like it's gonna open tomorrow. But I did pollinate this female here. Chris is really ramming the camera here. So yeah, I got watermelons down in there and they're just an open pollinated variety. We got rain 2 or 3 days, and so also a lot of this growth is also rain. Really, Chris? A lot of you was showing out today, boy. You was really showing out. Wait a minute. You doing too much. Cause you breaking off leaves. So these are ground cherries and they're looking fabulous, even though they're kind of tightly grown together. I think they will straighten them. I mean, they look good anyhow. They haven't started making any ground cherries yet, so everybody was telling me Jamaican sorrel and stuff. I sent seeds to a few people, and it's good to know that the seeds that I sent out did well for people. These things is ouch. They treacherous. I'm breaking off a lot of these yellow leaves because this squash vine is really long, and I think a lot of these leaves are just tired and spent. That's vine board damage. How that broke off. That was vine board damage. And I wondered if maybe, but you see, y'all can't see. See how that broke off? How that did? That was vine board damage. But I keep telling y'all, these are vine board resistant. A lot of times you have vine borers and you really may not know it. Just because of they are so thorny. God, they hurt. That's why you're supposed to have your equipment with you, your prongs. But y'all know me, I don't never have what I'm supposed to have. But yeah, those a lot of times you don't even know you have vine borers until the damage is done or whatever. These little roses, those are the first ones to bloom. Plus we got a lot of rain. We get a lot of rain. I don't know what it is, these little, but they look good though. I'm not a huge rose grower, so I generally just, what in the, oh, that's a wasp. Oh, you was drinking water. Oh, okay. I'm looking like, why is you standing like that? Like you about to mount some kind of attack. Nobody got time. But, what kind of bug are you? Let me see, can y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see that. I ain't got time. There's too many creatures. I wanted to show y'all. I don't know if I showed y'all. I got my okra in before it rained those 3 days, and then all of my little pepper starts. So I got some pepper starts there. This is okra. That's okra. I think if all of these okras, which they look really good because they've already put on second and third sets of leaves since I put them in this bed. When I put them in this bed, they were starting to get their first set of true leaves, but they didn't. They basically just had their cotyledons, so they baby leaves. But now look at how nice, and like when I put them in here, they only really had these. These were very small, but these have since gotten big, and now we're moving on. Because okra, you'll notice, this is what the rest of the leaves gonna really see how they start out as the baby leaves, and it's still kind of rounded. When you start seeing the leaves that are lobed, those are more mature leaves. So I think those are going to be fine, and they're going to take it. I think it did well because I planted them before we got like 3 days of, it wasn't constant rain, but it was like really cloudy, much cooler, kind of a little cool front. It was in the high 80s, low 90s. I think everything in the garden benefited from that. If we would stay around in the 80s and 90s, I think it would be okay. But it's just that when we get this stuff where it's 100 degrees and then we see no moisture at all, it's ridiculous. These beans seem to have taken off. This is a pepper plant, however. So you see how you can grow your beans down around your pepper plant. Your pepper plant will just grow up higher. These are bush beans, by the way. They're not pole beans. There's another pepper right there. It's a little shorter. I'm hoping it'll get a little taller. It's actually taller than that, but it kind of laid down and then curved back up. I don't know why I did that, but it is what it is. Here I have several eggplant. These particular eggplant to encourage some growth. And see, I'm going to leave this one damaged leaf. I took off this leaf and this leaf. What's causing that damage is roly-polies. That's what's causing that damage. When the leaves are closer to the ground, they're much more likely to eat on them. Just like your seedlings. They'll do that to your seedlings too if your seedling leaves are closer to the ground. But what I do to kind of just deter that is, see, when this is closer to the ground, it was eating on it. I just I throw them leaves down and they'll eat on the leaves I ripped off versus climbing. They usually won't climb the plant too much. They usually just like to eat on whatever's right there. But this eggplant has grown maybe 12 inches. And I'm going to encourage y'all to grow some eggplants other than black beauties and the Japanese ones. The ones that are smaller, like these and the togos, which I may plant some togos out here. I also want to mention to you guys, you can eat the eggplant leaves. I haven't tried it yet. There are actually some eggplants, African varieties of eggplants. That's really what they eat. They eat the leaves and not the eggplant. And they're said to be very, very nutritious. So I have some of those eggplants coming. I don't know if I'm going to get them planted this year. Because like I said, I think I'm going to do some togos. And if I do the togos, I may do the togos down there. In those two. I think that's what I'm going to do, the togos. But, yeah, so rosemary doing its thing. These are some more pepper seedlings. And my variegated fish pepper, although it is not, I just broke that leaf off. Although it is not the tallest plant out here, it is the prettiest in my opinion, especially of the peppers. And it already has a pepper growing in on it. It's branching off like crazy, like it's already got 2 or 3 little branches versus these peppers are much bigger. This one has branched, and they're just now like, let me see if I can show you this. Yeah, they're just now starting to make where there are going to be some peppers. You can kind of see there. So these already have, the fish peppers already have peppers on them, which is good. Good to see. Kale's looking good, blah, blah. This soil is terrible in this bed. I really need to rip everything out of here, or when the winter comes and everything pretty much dies back except for the kale, and I need to really like loosen this soil and amend it quite a bit. The soil in that one is terrible too, but when I say terrible in that one, it's highly compacted. Ants brought a lot of clay into that one. This one has tree roots in it, and so I want to loosen that up and break a lot of those tree roots and amend it. Some of my beds do that more than others. But some of my beds, see, when you plant garlic and stuff throughout your garden, when you pull up that garden, when you pull up the garlic, which you may not realize you're doing, you're kind of tilling, but you're tilling in a more gentle way, to where you're not killing all the worms and the microbes. You see what I'm saying? Because when you pull up that garlic, you're pulling up the garlic, the roots, everything. Same thing with onions. Same thing when you pull out your plants. Like tomatoes, if you pull them out and pull all the roots out, granted, sometimes I do that and sometimes I don't. It depends on whether it's conducive or not. Some stuff I cut off at the ground because it's not conducive for me to pull it up. For instance, if I'm going to pull it up and it's going to disturb everything I have planted around it, I'll cut it off at the soil level and not worry about pulling it up, and I'll just let those roots just feed the soil. In those cases, I'll sacrifice that. But sometimes it's good to pull up stuff and disturb that soil in such a way that, because if you notice when you pull up those plants, the soil is really loose where those roots were. So these, like I said, I think these are black cherry or something else. These aren't, can y'all tell the difference? Like, can you tell this is a very dainty tomato versus see, these aren't the same. So, but here's the thing though, maybe they are. I can't remember, y'all know me on label Jack's what. I can't remember. And those tomatoes at the grocery store, they very well could be hybrids of some sort. And what I'm saying is when you grow out the seeds, it may not be true to what you think it's supposed to be. But I do know for a fact these two were the grocery store experiments. This, we'll see what it turns into, but I want to say this is black cherry. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Because I'm seeing blooms, and it doesn't have usually as many blooms as black cherry does. Black cherry usually, I'm telling you, black cherry will put on 10 to 20 tomatoes in one truss. It's ridiculous. If you haven't seen it, look at my old videos of black cherry. But these look like they put out a nice amount of tomatoes, which is good. And I have a celery here going to seed. I have the celery over there going to seed. I probably will have, I don't know, I may just keep the celery seed as, you can use celery seed as a seasoning. So I don't know. That's what I did last year with my celery seed. Though one year I sold a lot of celery seed. A lot. And my celery seed did well because there's the cicada. And Chris is after this freaking cicada. He's looking at it. Oop, it flew off. Praise God. Because he has a tendency to want to get them cicadas and try to bring them to me like they're a gift. They're not a gift, sweetheart. I don't like them things. But anyway, so we'll see what we get out of the mini Marzanos. We'll see what we get out of those. These were a volunteer tomato. Like I said, these were out of some Miracle Grow. Plant rolls or whatever. So, yeah, that's, let me see where we at. 20 minutes? That's the most of what I wanted to show y'all. The passion fruit is really climbing now. It's really like climbing up into the tree, which is what I want. I'm surprised this tree isn't dead. I was going to turn it into a sculpture, but it's not dead. So, it is what it is. I assess that tree every year to see like what I'm going to do with it. If I'm going to cut all the leaves off and kill it and make it into a sculpture like I said I was, or am I going to leave it? Because all those branches up there are new. When I had that tree cut, I had the top cut out of it, and it grew all those branches back. Now that one died. That one's most definitely going to be a sculpture, and I need to get on that. I think I'm going to do my best to try to do it this winter. But yeah, I'm gonna get up there with a chainsaw and turn it into a really nice sculpture, I believe. So I really kind of was waiting for the bark to come off. But all that bark, if I hit it with a hammer or axe or something, it'll all fall off. All that bark is loose. It may not look like it, but it is, because I pulled all this off. But as you can see, that's about how tall I am. That's all I can really reach. So yeah. This volunteer tomato is doing okay. This one's doing okay. As y'all can see, my beans are starting to those are cowpeas, by the way. These are supposed to be bush beans. They're not bush beans. Look at this. That's not a bush bean. And I got these from Walmart. They're supposed to be I forget, jade or something. But they're supposed to be a bush bean. They're not at all. This here is completely, I've never had anything in my life. I broke off a bunch of this stuff, and when I tell you this stuff grows a foot or more a day, it's ridiculous how much it grows. And then if you break it off like that and just throw it like that, and that stem gets enough moisture, that sucker will root. I've never seen anything root as easy as this stuff. But I've been taking it and using it to mulch some of my plants. And this is a herb. Both of these are. I bought Cuban oregano, but can y'all tell? That's two different plants. Both of them are herbs. They both have the smell to them, but the smell is actually different between them. And I really didn't notice it until later, after I planted them. See how the leaves are much more serrated? These actually feel different too, but the killing part is they're both kind of furry. They're both kind of like, have that furry feel, but they both taste great. I've eaten both of them, so I've cooked with both of them. So, what can I say? I've harvested off the comfrey again, because the comfrey, after it rained, it just took over everything. But yeah, guys, I don't have a whole bunch to show you. Let me show you one last thing before I get off of here. 22 minutes. It's not crisp, by the way. My sweet potatoes after this rain. Look at my little grass trying to fill in. Look at it. Anyway, look at these sweet potatoes. Look how they have took off. You see that long? And I'm guiding all the vines that way, because all out there where no grass and stuff grows, but you see I have that sunlight coming through there, I kind of just want them to go that way. And even if they grow around the pine tree, I don't care. Around the base of the pine tree, I don't care. These sweet potatoes just took off. And you can see the little bit of amaranth and stuff I have planted in between there, and a collard plants that I have planted in between there. But this is just crazy. So I anticipate my sweet potato harvest to be halfway decent. Halfway. That's all I can hope for, is that it's halfway decent. And I do have two different sweet potatoes in here. I have a white sweet potato. I don't know how big they get, but I grew them last year and I only got a couple of them, if you remember my harvest. I didn't even taste them. I don't even know what they taste like. I just planted them back because I wanted to make sure that I had that plant going this year. And I know you can't tell it right now, but when the white ones first come up, the leaves are very, 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 like almost like lime green. They're not this pretty green. They're almost like lime green. I think I can kind of show you which ones. Let me see if I can show you. Can y'all tell that the edge of that is purple? The edge of this leaf. Can y'all see that? Like how the edge of that leaf is very dark? Can you see how the edge of this leaf is not like that? And also, if you turn it over, you see right where the stem meets the leaf, it's kind of purple-like. Most of them might actually be purple like that. Yeah, I think most of them are. But usually, the leaves that don't have that purple ring around the edge of them, those are the white ones. But I just know they're growing. I don't really care where they're growing. I just know they're in there. Come here, Felix. Fee. Come here, Fee. He's meowing at me, but he's not coming. Come here, boy. Come here. You know you pitiful. Do you know that? Okay, well screw you too, Felix. When it's food time, you remember that. I don't want to hear it now. When I say something about food, I don't want to hear it. Talk to your brother. Look at them. They both up there. Anyway, yeah, y'all. So that's pretty much the garden. I didn't have a lot to show, but I still got some stuff that I want to do. I want to start some strawberry seeds, and I want to get them started pretty good. I want to get them started now, so I can get them in the ground, and so that I can. Yes, sir. You going to sleep, buddy? Okay. But yeah, I want to get some strawberry seeds started. I want to start some moringa seeds for y'all to show y'all how to start your moringa seeds to have the best possible luck. That way you don't waste your moringa seeds, because I don't know where you're getting them from, but moringa is generally not that cheap. Thankfully, I got the hookup, so I get my moringa seeds. But I mean, might as well say free. But the person who sent me my moringa seeds, we work out some things. We do a little trading back and forth. So that's why I didn't want to just say it was free, but hey, it don't cost me no money. So it's all gravy with me. But yeah, y'all, I had some of those Santa Claus melons. I have one that I know it took. I'm not sure. I might have two that took, and I see some females. I'll show y'all that in another video. But yeah, the Santa Claus melons are doing pretty good. My peanuts are doing pretty good all over too. I've never had peanut plants really be this big before, but this is on my second year growing peanuts. So, look at it. Look how tall it is. It's such a pretty plant. And in case you didn't know, peanuts make a beautiful. It looks just like a pea. Well, they're in the legume family, so what do you expect? But they make beautiful flowers. So yeah, I got peanuts growing in here with the watermelons. This one is, like I said, all these are open pollinated, but that one has traits like Bradford. I'm hoping that eventually I'll create some kind of melon that's, I don't know, like a cross between a whole bunch of stuff. And then I can isolate the genetics down and get it to stay consistent. That's my hope. We'll see. But yeah, till next time. See you guys later.